In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Fujifilm XC 50-230mm f4.5 to 6.7 OIS. This lens retails new for around €300 to €400 or dollars, but it can be picked up on the used market for between $150 to $200 depending on the condition. This makes it hands down the cheapest Fujifilm glass available with this focal range. Given the price, I wasn't expecting too much from this lens, but I ended up being very pleasantly surprised. The lower price point does mean that the build quality isn't up to the same standard as the XF line of lenses, with this lens being mainly made from plastic and including a plastic lens mount. But this does mean that it's very light at only 375 grams, which is more than 200 grams lighter than its main competitor, the 55 to 200. Another difference between this and the 55 to 200 is the lack of an aperture dial on the lens itself. You have to change the aperture in the camera body. On more compact camera bodies like the XT30, the lens feels nicely balanced, and it's comfortable to hold despite the XT30's lack of a substantial front grip. To go from widest angle to full telephoto is about a quarter turn of the zoom ring, and both the focus ring and the zoom ring are very smooth and nicely dampened. With X-Mount's 1.52 times crop factor, this lens provides a 35mm equivalent focal length of 76 to 350mm. Now let's take a look at the most important aspect of any lens, the image quality. At 50mm, center sharpness is already very good wide open. It's at peak sharpness by around f8 and stays there until around f14. Corners are slightly softer but still good, and they're sharpest from around f10. At full telephoto 230mm, the image is still sharp wide open at f6.7, slightly sharper at f8, while it's at its sharpest from f11. To give you an idea of the focal range, here's some video shot on this lens with an XT30 body at 50mm, and now at 70mm, 100mm, 135mm, and finally at the full 230mm. Continuous autofocus when shooting video in decent light is very fast, with smooth transitions between subjects and little to no hunting. This lens offers a really useful zoom range that makes it ideal for situations where you can't get too close to your subject, for example when shooting wildlife, and it's also surprisingly useful for landscapes, allowing you to isolate details in a way that's not really possible with wide-angle lenses. This lens's slow maximum aperture of f6.7 at the long end means that it's not great for shooting in low light, however, and it can be difficult to get nicely blurred out of focus backgrounds. That said, it's still possible providing that you put some distance between the subject and the background and shoot at full telephoto. I've seen some other reviews of this lens where the reviewers said that they found the images a little soft at the long end of the zoom range. I don't know if I just have an exceptionally good copy of this lens, but I didn't have any complaints at all with regards to the sharpness. Even when looking at the images at 100%, I was more than happy with the sharpness across the entire focal range. One of my favourite uses for this lens is for shooting video of wildlife, and I really love the look of the video that it produces. It's sharp and detailed, and the optical stabilization does a great job of smoothing out shakiness when shooting handheld. It's worth noting that there are two versions of this lens out there. The version 2 lens is optically identical, but it has an extra half stop of stabilization. 3 stops on the Mark 1 versus 3.5 stops on the Mark 2. If you can get the newer lens for more or less the same price as the older version, then it's definitely worth it. But I wouldn't pay significantly more just for that extra half stop of stabilization. Overall, if you're looking for a long telephoto lens for your Fujifilm camera and you don't want to spend several €100, then the SC 50-230mm is a great option in my opinion, and for the money it's an absolute steal. It's sharp, lightweight, compact and produces fantastic images. As a longer lens with more reach to accompany the 15-45 or 18-55mm kit lenses, it's ideal. I'll end this video with some more sample images and video that I've shot with this lens so that you can make up your own mind. That's it for now, thanks for watching.